Let's talk about parametric equalizers and how to use them. Hi, my name is Jacob Valley. I have a degree in audio engineering, and I am here to help you with your stream's audio quality. So the EQ you should be using if you have it available is what's called a parametric EQ. Essentially, it's an equalizer that gives you a bunch of different parameters that you can control and allows you to really dial in your microphone's tone. So there's a lot of different softwares that have parametric EQs like SteelSeries Sonar and Elgato Wavelength, or if you have a specific audio interface you're using, they might come with their own, which is what I have here. I have a Yamaha AG03 audio mixer, and it comes with its own controller software. I felt like the best way for me to show you guys how to do this is to just affect my microphone live so you guys can hear it and see the process. So bear with me if it's a little clunky. So what are we looking at here? This is the graph for parametric EQ. So along the bottom is our frequency range, which is all the way to the left is low, low, lows. All the way to the right is high, high, highs. And then looking at the left side of the graph, this is amplitude. 0 would mean we're not making any changes. Above the line would be adding decibels of frequencies, and below the line would be decreasing decibels of frequencies. Now, what are the parameters of a parametric EQ? What makes it parametric? You have the ability to change the frequency, like I am here. As you can see, it is sliding up and down the graph. You have gain, which is just how much amplitude we're going to add or subtract from that specific frequency we selected. And Q, which is what really makes a parametric EQ stand out. You have the ability to change the bandwidth of the frequency you're affecting, such as you can make it super tight like this. As you can see, I'm going to make it pretty deep so you can see it. As you can see, it gets really tight and it leaves these frequencies right here alone. Or you can make it really broad. Now, how do you use this thing? So first thing that you should always do with your microphone, I don't care what environment you're in, is to add what's called a high-pass filter. Sometimes some softwares come with them pre-built in, so you don't have to use one of your 4 EQ bands. But if you don't have that, you can take the lowest frequency you have, which for me is my first one here, and you can just make it a shelf, and you lower it down like that. And that'll get rid of all the low frequencies below it. And the idea is, no matter who you are, I don't care what your voice is not replicating below 150-ish hertz. So what your microphone is going to be picking up down there is nothing but junk. It's going to be your air conditioning, a car driving by, anything that has a low rumble you're going to hear. How do we dial in these last 3 filters that are available? It's all personal preference, but this is how I go about EQing my microphone. And this is the easiest way you can do it. Now, the only way you can do this is if you have mic monitoring on where you can hear your microphone live in your ears. You can do that through OBS, but there's going to be some latency and it might mess you up a little bit, but it does work. So what we're going to do is a process called sweeping. It's very simple. It's going to sound horrendous. I'm just going to warn you that right off the bat. But essentially what we're going to do is we're going to take one of these filters here and blast it as high as we can get. Make the Q super small so it's a nice little fine point. And we're going to sweep the frequency spectrum as we're talking. And the goal with this is to find frequencies in our own voice that we do not like. And once we find those frequencies, we're going to get rid of them. I'm going to warn you, it's going to sound kind of crazy, but it's worth it in the long run. So I'm going to take this thing and I'm going to push it up and I'm going to make it nice and tight, and it's about to get crazy. So now you can hear there's a weird thing happening and it's going crazy. La 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 right here. I don't like this sound. So all we're going to do, take this filter we have and just lower the gain, drop it down like 3 decibels and widen the Q a little bit. Anywhere between like 2 to 5 with the Q is good. And we're going to do the same thing with another filter here. So we're just going to raise the gain all the way up. And as you can see, these are the high mid frequencies. These are the frequencies that kind of punch through and really hurt someone's ears. I'm talking. I know right around here, 3K. I don't like the way this sounds, and you probably shouldn't either. So we're going to take this down about -3 and widen that Q. And to me, that sounds pretty good. This is before I'm talking, and this is after. The goal with the parametric EQ, we're not trying to change the tone of your voice, so it's going to be very subtle changes. The last thing we're going to do, and this is all personal preference, I know down here my microphone's pretty clear already. It's not super boomy, but I personally like a really boomy microphone, so I'm just going to boost the lows a little bit. Just a little bit, just to kind of get it going here. That right there, friends, is how I would use your parametric EQ on your microphone. Last side note here, that just because you have 4 bands doesn't mean you need to use every single band. That's it for parametric EQ. Make sure you drop a follow. In the next video, I'm going to be talking about how to properly use a compressor on your microphone for your stream. And no, it is not just open the filter in OBS and you're good. If you ever have any issues that you feel you cannot handle yourself, I do offer one-on-one consultation services where I will help you dial in your audio. This service is available through my Fiverr account. The link is in my bio. Feel free to hop over there, shoot me a message, and we can work something out.